Hello, everybody. It is Live with Kristy Day. It's Wednesday. It's Wicked Wednesday. It's Werewolf Wednesday. How are y'all doing today? I am doing fantastic. This is going to be a fun one because I am going to talk somewhat about the Friday 13th series or franchise. That's what we covered on the podcast. So that was a fun podcast. So I'm going to cover the Friday 13th franchise, some other movies. I've got some products to talk about. And yeah, we'll just have a fun time. So we'll wait for some more people to come on in. Hello, David. Thank you very much. It's never to go swimming during the summer. Yeah, I know. That's a good point about horror movies. Yeah, don't go swimming in the summer. There's sharks, piranhas, Jason. There's a lot of stuff in the water. Hello, Government Cheese. How are you? Hello, Nick. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. Hello, Patrick. Hello. Ah, boy, what a day. Just did a 2-hour podcast. Hello, Michael. How are you? All right, guys. So I am just going to go ahead and dive into it and get started. So on the podcast this week, which will air Friday as usual here on the YouTube, we talked about the Friday the 13th franchise. We talked all 12 movies. So it took us almost 2 hours. So it's a long podcast. So make sure you have some time to listen if you listen to this particular podcast. We did invite one of our employees, Joseph. He's the one that chose the movies. So we invited him in. And so y'all can get to know him some. So it was a fun one. It really was. Like, we all pretty much, we disagreed a little bit, but we agreed a lot, though, on some of the movies. Brian had wrote down a bunch of fun facts and stuff for the movies, so he mentions all that. So it'll be a good podcast. Hello, Zombie. Hello, Jeff. Jason. Hello. You're not late. You're not late at all. Thank you very much. Watching the ocean, thinking of Jaws. Oh, how nice is that? Vacationing in Florida. Oh, thank you. Somebody said they liked my shirt. This came from Terror Threads a while back. It was like one of the 24-hour ones or something. So I don't even think you can get it anymore. But it has all of the Jasons on it. So I thought it was appropriate for the Friday the 13th podcast. All right, so let's talk Friday the 13th a little bit. Obviously, I'm 44. I was born in 1978, and I grew up with these movies in the 80s when they came out, and that was something that I had mentioned that I'm glad I did. I'm glad I was a kid in the 80s to watch all of these fantastic 80s movies that we all love now. And even people that, like Joseph, he's 24, even people of his age or even younger, as horror fans, I think we can all say that a lot of the 80s movies are fantastic. So I'm just so happy that I grew up in the 80s to enjoy them at that moment in time when they came out. Just saying. Just want to make that point. But I think the first movie, though, that I seen was part 2. I didn't see part 1 first. It was part 2. I was young. I'm not sure what age, but I was pretty young. I started watching the horror movies around 5, 6 anyway, and really got into them at age 7. So I was probably about 7 or 8 because that's when I was really getting into going to the video store and really paying attention to what movies were being played on HBO or, a little later on, we got Joe Bob and stuff too for our horror movies. So part 2 I watched first. I loved it. And then I don't know if I watched part 4 after that. I'm not sure what the sequence was of me watching them, but part 4 is my favorite. I love part 4, so I'll just go ahead and put that out there. I watched that one religiously, just as much as I watched Dream Warriors. Friday the 13th Part 3, or Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Gosh. Hello, thank you for coming in, Fright Flick. I appreciate it. Friday the 13th. Sorry, I'm just reading everybody's stuff. So, oh, hello, Captain Spaulding. Had to sneak in and say hi. Well, thank you. I'm glad you got to sneak in and say hi. I hope the meeting went well. Hello, Elaine. How are you? I have a special announcement for Elaine coming up in a little while. I'm not going to do it right yet, but stay tuned, Elaine. You're going to want to hear this. I have announcements about some Ghostface stuff. So, let's see. You know what? I didn't see any of the Friday 13th movies in theater. None of them I've seen in theater at all. I cannot recollect seeing any of them. I don't know why. But yeah, I've never seen any of them in a movie theater. I think we talked about that on the podcast too. It's kind of crazy that I haven't, but I haven't. But I was never really one to go to the movie theater like a lot. Anyway, yeah, even when I was in high school, I mean, I went every now and then, but I never was one to really go, like, all the time. So, it would have been fun to see one of these, though, in the movie theater, I think. But I had Part 2 and Part 4. My parents had recorded those off of HBO, I'm assuming, and I had Part 2 and 4 on tape. So, those two I watched all the time. So, for nostalgic reasons, those are my favorite. And of course, you know, I love the cast in Part 4. Everything about Part 4 to me is like the quintessential slasher movie. There's just nothing bad I can say about it. And it's my favorite Jason. If we're not going to go the Kane Hodder route, Ted White's my favorite Jason, Part 4. But if we want to say Kane Hodder Jason, Part 7 is my favorite. I love the look in Part 7. I love everything about it. Part 7 is one of my least favorites. I'll give you my ranking because people are always asking about my ranking, and I'll give you my ranking right now, but we all give our rankings on the podcast, and I really want y'all to watch the podcast on Friday. But this is my ranking. Part 4, Part 2, Part 1, Part 3, Part 5, Freddy vs. Jason, Part 6, Part 7, Remake, 8, 10, and 9. Yes, 9 is my least favorite. There's not a whole lot about that particular movie that I like at all. I don't like, although I'll still watch it. That was the one point I did make. Like, all the Friday the 13th movies, even though some of them, a lot of people don't like 10, a lot of people don't like 9, or a lot of people don't like a remake or whatever, they're all still, like, watchable, though. And I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed binge watching all of these in order. I watched all 12 in order, in a row, and I had so much fun with it. And I think this is a series that you can just do that with, and it's just fun. I don't really do that with a whole lot of other series, like binge watch them in order, except for like the Saw series, but that you should watch that in order really to get the full story. But anyway, it's not like I hate any of these movies, because I don't hate any of them. I actually thoroughly enjoy the entire franchise. Just 9 is just my least favorite. I don't like the body swapping thing. I just don't like that story. And there's just, I don't know. I didn't really feel the characters. Like, I didn't really care a lot about a lot of the characters that were in that one. I felt that way with Part 8 as well and Part 7. I didn't really like, I don't know. I didn't really like all the characters, and I didn't really like some of the actors playing. I don't know. It just was dull for me. Characters in Part 7, 8, and 9, and 10, kind of. But 10's fun. 10 can be fun. See, I've never been to a drive-in. I want to go to the drive-in and go see one. Hello. Thank you for coming in, everybody. Whoops. What just happened? Oh, I'm sorry. I just pressed a button. Not yet. Are we good? Are we good? I just pressed a button. It said, "Do you want to end the stream?" No! No, I don't want to end the stream. Dang it. Okay, cool. Hello, thank you for coming in. Main event Pong. Well, that's an interesting name. You like Pong? I remember Pong. So these are my DVDs. I ended up watching the DVDs. I do have the Blu-ray set from Shout Factory. I brought, and then this is my reaction figure, and this is my little Volkswagen car. All of that is my stuff from my collection. I do know you can get the Volkswagen car still. I'm not sure if I can order it for the store, but I know it's out there. But the reaction figure is not out there at all. So yeah, no, it's not for sale, and no, we cannot trade. Because someone will ask me that. But I thoroughly enjoyed watching them all on my DVD instead of watching the Blu-rays. I don't know. And then my part 3, I have the glasses and stuff in my part 3. We were talking about that and messing with those on the podcast, so that was fun. And then I also have the documentaries. And if you've not seen the documentaries, you are missing out. You should be watching these documentaries. Camp Crystal Lake Memories and His Name is Jason. Both very good documentaries, so I highly recommend them. And they might be on Tubi or Amazon, I'm not sure, but they should be streaming somewhere possibly. There's a book that goes along with this as well too. The book is really cool. I have the book at home. But so let's see, what else do I want to say about these? I'm trying not to say too much because I want y'all to watch the podcast. But Freddy vs. Jason is fun. I like all the one-liners and the bickering with Kelly Rowland and Robert Englund, and she says some pretty interesting things. I'm not going to repeat, but she says some stuff that's just funny. I have a good time with Freddy vs. Jason. And I know we all want Kane Hodder to be Jason, and I know he wanted to be Jason, and it should have been Kane Hodder. I mean, it just should have been. But I get where Ronnie Yu was going with, though. I think when he seen Ken and how big and how tall Ken is, he was like, oh, that's a really good contrast against, Robert Englund and against Freddy, and it will look good on camera. So I get it, why he went with Ken, and Ken did a fantastic job, and it does look good on camera. He looks just overpowering, over Freddy, and you kind of want that because they're battling, and you don't want them to be the same build, the same height. It does look great, him being so huge and Freddy being smaller. But the whole fight sequence I love, and I love the lighting. When you get Freddy, it's red, and when you get Jason, it's blue. When they're together, it's green. I love all that. I just have total fun with it. I have total fun with really all of the movies. Again, I know I don't like 9 that much, but I'll still watch it. And how exciting was it, I know, when it came out in 1993. It was all the hype, and people, were wanting Freddy versus Jason at that time. And then we get the ending. And I think the ending of part 9 with the Freddy glove coming up and taking the hockey mask, which the Freddy glove was also Kane Hodder. So Kane was in there for 3 times. He was the Freddy glove, he was the security guard, and he was Jason. But that was a very exciting moment. I think that was, for me, probably just the best part of the whole movie was that ending, because I was a big Freddy fan anyway. So I just absolutely loved that, the ending of that. By the time part 10 came out, I wasn't really paying attention to it too much, and I probably haven't watched part 10 or part 9 very much, not as much as the others. I just like the slasher aspect more of the Friday 13th series, and then being at the, Camp Crystal Lake and stuff. So 1 through 7, I watch more often than any of the other ones. Because just kind of after, 7, the storyline with the telekinesis kind of goes off a little bit. But, and then we get Manhattan, and then the body swapping, and then space. It kind of gets a little crazy, but again, it's still fun to watch. I know a lot of people don't like 10 either. I love the look of Uber Jason, though. I don't like the look of Jason before he's Uber Jason, though. That's probably my least favorite look, is him before Uber Jason in part 10. That would be my least favorite Jason look. But I like the Uber Jason, and we need a figure of Uber Jason. That would be really cool. My favorite would be part 4, but I also love Kane Hodder's part 7 as well, that look of Jason. And I like, just the regular look, just part 3, Richard Brooker, the clean mask, the green shirt, the pants, I like that. But if we're going to go into like the zombie Jason route, I like part 7 Jason. You cannot deny the story's off with the telekinesis, but you cannot deny Kane Hodder being completely awesome looking as Jason, pulling it off spectacularly. The special effects, the makeup, all of what does go into part 7, though, is absolutely phenomenal. So you can't deny that if you just get around the whole telekinesis thing, if that's something you don't like about part 7. What are y'all saying? I'll shut up for a second. Demon, what? Oh, the demon butt slug. I was like, huh? That's like the first thing. Hey, Gory Bits, how are you? The Freddy caterpillar was far out. Okay, so the caterpillar was probably like my least favorite part of Freddy versus Jason, though. And here I smoke weed. And you would think that little part would think would be funny and be cool, but that was my least favorite. I like it now, but when it first came out, I was like, okay, that's stupid. But I don't know. He was a big worm-like thing in part 3, so okay. Jason X is fun. To me, Jason X is like Resurrection, Halloween Resurrection. And everybody says they hate it, whatever, but it's still a fun watch. It's still watchable. The rotting with the spine coming through was great. Yes, that's part 7. Hello, Miguel. How are you? Thank you for joining in. Video Game Kane did the movements for. Oh, okay. Yes, had some great kills. Yeah, and this is a great franchise with hold on. First release, I was lucky to see 7 on the big screen. Oh, okay. Sorry, just reading. Excited, waiting for your announcement. Oh, I'm going to have a big announcement. Inverter a demon and Jason goes, I know, right? I know, there's just everything about Jason Goes to Hell is just silly. It's just, all of it's just so silly. The CGI, some of the CGI is like, anyway. I did write some stuff down. So in Jason X, I did make a point to say that the android, had said that hockey was outlawed in 2024. That's next year. So I wonder if hockey's going to be outlawed. I thought that was funny. I kind of picked up on that with Las Vegas winning the Stanley Cup. So I picked up on that line. And then I wanted to make a point to tell y'all this too. So there was a Tubi original movie a couple months back that I talked about with y'all here on the live show. And it was called Marry, Fuck, Kill. And there were some people that was like, I've never played that game. I've never heard of that. What? Well, it's in Freddy vs. Jason. I totally forgot about that. And I should have mentioned it back then, but I forgot. But it's in Freddy vs. Jason. They play that at the beginning of the movie. So if you've seen Freddy vs. Jason, you know what that is. What are y'all saying? How in the documentary Never Sleep Again, they interviewed Jason Mewes about the role. And he's like, yeah, I love being that. Oh, yeah, right? That's a good documentary, too. All right. And then I remember, too, when I was a kid, when the video game came out on Nintendo. I did not have a Nintendo. I had a couple of Ataris, but I never did get a Nintendo. I just wasn't one to, like, really play games a whole lot. But I would go over to my friend's house and play with them with their Nintendos. And I had a friend, his name was Mark, and he lived right down the road, and he was the one that had the Friday the 13th game. So a lot of us kids in the neighborhood would go over to his house and sit around and play that. A lot of times I would just sit and watch. I didn't even play. I would just sit and watch. If I start playing, y'all, I will never stop. So I can't start now. Hello, Cody. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I saw theater and it was the time of my life. Oh, I bet it was the time of your life. I bet that was fun to see. Take on Jason if they did another Versus movie. Oh, that's a good question, Michael, because we did actually talk about that some on here. Let's go ahead and do Michael versus Jason. Let's just do it. After everything we had happen in the new trilogy, let's go ahead and let's just do Michael versus Jason. I think we need to do that by now. That would be fun. I can deal with that. Blue and yeah. Hello, Charles. How are you? Thank you for coming in. So, what is y'all's ranking? When I posted this, a lot of y'all messaged me because I did like a little question thing in my story where y'all can tell me which movie was your favorite. And I read pretty much, I went through everybody's. If I didn't answer you, I read your answer, trust me. But I got to a point that so many people were answering, my hands were killing me and I couldn't answer anybody anymore. But what I did notice by asking y'all that, it seemed like most everybody's favorite, a lot of people said 6 and 4 and Freddy versus Jason. Those are probably the top 3 that were said the most. And I would say 6 out of all of it. A lot of people really love 6. I like 6. It's all right. It's not too bad. Oh, God, I don't want to say this. And I didn't say this on the podcast, Brian. But he's like my least favorite Jason. I don't know. I mean, I love CJ. He pulls Jason off really well. That's not my issue. I like the beginning of the movie, the look of him, without the mask, but I don't know. It's the utility belt. I hate that utility belt that he wears. It's like, get that off. I don't know. I hate that thing. So he's like the one that wears the belt and he wears these gloves. And I don't know, it just drives me nuts. I don't know. Sure, everyone has a preference. I know a lot of people like that one, but yeah. I have to go with, like OG, like I said, Richard Brooker's Jason. And I like the fact that they do the hockey mask. I love the sack mask. But a point that I had made on the podcast is I like that they ended up doing the hockey mask because no one else has the hockey mask. I mean, Jason, hockey mask, that's it. But there's a lot of other movies out there where the killer is wearing some type of sack mask, though. So I'm glad that they changed that up. But I do like Sackhead Jason. But I do like just the regular clean Part 3 look and then add in the look of Part 4 with a little bit more damage to the mask and some blood. Again, he's still just wearing a regular old shirt and pants and boots. Very simple. I love that. And then if we want to get into a more, detailed Jason, then the Part 7 Jason is my fave. But yeah, that's where I stand about the Part 6. Jason Batman. Oh, that's funny. The harpoon kill is good. Did I like the remake of... Yeah, I like the remake. Yeah. So my last few, I like the remake... And then 8, and then 10, and then 9. Those are my last 4. That I like the remake. It's fun. There's a lot of Easter eggs in there of all of the movies. If you go back and really pay attention, you'll see something from all of the movies in there. And I like how they start off with him with the sack, and then he gets the hockey mask in this one. I like the fact that he has the underground tunnels. That's kind of different. But, that's cool, though, to add that in. That's what he's been doing this whole time while he's running around Camp Crystal Lake, right? I mean, what is he doing? just sitting in a cabin. No, he's building underground tunnels, and he grows pot. I don't care what anybody says. That is Jason's pot. That's what's in my mind. That's his little weed field. He's doing that too. He's out there smoking and running around underneath the ground until campers come. Just saying. That's how he gets people to come. People see that he plants the weed.
Hey, free weed. He's like, get the hell
away from my weed. Because that's what they're doing in the beginning of the movie. It's a guy that had found the stash, and he goes and gets his friends, and they all go find the stash, and then what happens? They all die. So yeah, that's the way he gets people there.
Learn how to pass the blunt.
And I mean, it looks like he's doing a pretty good job of growing it too. I'm just gonna go put that out there. Parody porn scene. Oh yeah, I thought that too. The very first time I watched it, I was like, "Whoa, this is a little bit soft porn going on in this one." At least her tatas are real. Just saying. All right, let's see. What are y'all saying? Crystal Lake weed. Yep. Sounds like a business opportunity.
How is that not a name?
I know, isn't that great?
That is a very good name.
I like that.
Crystal Lake weed.
Well, Jason needs to smoke more and mellow out. Yeah, this is true.
So.
Especially Derek Mears' Jason. He's all over the place, isn't he? I think he's got that stuff laced. Oh, jeez. All right, guys. Well, I'm done talking about the Friday 13th. We just did that for almost 3 hours, it seems like now. I've been talking about these movies. I know. So make sure you watch the podcast on Friday when we air it, and you'll get to hear me, Brian, and Joseph all talk about the Friday 13th franchise. So Brian brought some cool stuff to look at too, so you'll get to see all that on the podcast too. He has a Uber Jason vacuum form mask he got in some mystery box a long time ago, so he brought that, so that's really cool to look at. So, but we had an excellent time and a fun time watching the movies and discussing the movies. So it's a good podcast. Not long now for Scream 6. I know. I'm waiting on it. I'm surprised I haven't put it out yet. That doesn't even make any sense. Yeah, the Never Hike Alone. Never Hike. Bleh. Why can I not get that out? Never Hike Alone. Independent movies. Yeah, there's a lot of good independent Friday 13th fan films out there. You are correct. Fall of Camp Blood is a good fan film too. Okay, that one I haven't seen. That one I don't know about. I'll have to watch that one. Jason in the remake is built like a wrestler. Yeah. Yeah, Derek's a big guy. But the thing is, it's just funny. Derek is so super nice and just like a big softie. When you meet him, it's like, man, you're Jason? You know, you just like, this dude can't kill anybody. Never get to between a rematch. Yeah. I don't know about a rematch. It has a very ballsy... Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to have to check that out, that you said that. Oh, and this is the funny thing. My daughter had just messaged me the other day, and she was talking about... She plays the video game, the Friday 13th video game. And she was talking to me about all that, and she's like, y'all need to talk about it and do the Friday 13th. And I'm like, we are doing the Friday 13th franchise this week. But yeah, she plays video games, so she's going to be on... Rachel will be on the podcast. It's July 5th. She's going to do it, and we're going to watch, and we're going to talk about Stay Alive. I love the movie Stay Alive. It's about a video game. No one ever talks about it. I feel like it's very underrated, and it's a very creepy movie, and it's a very fun movie. It's something that when she was younger, I would let her watch, and she got into it, and she loved it, and we both love the movie. And since she wants to talk about video games, I know nothing about video games. we're going to watch that, talk about that, and then I'm going to have her talk about video games for y'all. She's going to talk about that. So she's going to be on the podcast, and I'm going to try to get her on my live as well. I think she'll do the live show with me too on there. So that'll be a fun week. You'll get to see my daughter and her opinion on Stay Alive. So I hope you all like that movie. If you haven't seen Stay Alive, I highly suggest it. It's about a video game, but like the story of the video game within the video game is really creepy. It's really good. And I like the characters, and the actors and are fantastic in that movie. So we'll be covering that in a few weeks. Next week, we're going to be doing Terrifier 1 and 2. I guess we haven't talked about those. I didn't realize we haven't talked about those. And Art the Clown in general. So we'll talk about All Hallows Eve as well. And then our other employee, Nikki, she will be on next week. So this week we had Joseph. Next week we'll have Nikki, and she's the one that chose the Terrifier movies. And then the following week we'll have my daughter, and we'll talk about Stay Alive. And then the following week after that, we are going to do the new Insidious movie, Insidious 5. So I have the next few weeks kind of planned out on what movies we're going to be doing. So start watching those movies. Well, not Insidious, you can't watch that yet, but you can watch the other ones. So that'll be fun to hear what we have to say about the Terrifier movies next week. Art the Clown and all that fun stuff. No, what are you saying no for? I have Stay Alive on DVD. Oh, I have Stay Alive on DVD too. Hey, Kurt and Jessica, how are you? Yep, we'll see you here in a few weeks. July's coming around the corner now. Why are you saying no, Cody? What happened? What did I say? Oh, Frankie Muniz. Yeah. Yeah, he's in Stay Alive. Yeah, the Friday game. Only to find out that the case was empty and her son lost the game. Oh my gosh. What a disappointment to open up a video game. What a disappointment to open up a video game and then the video game not be there. Or the movie not be there. That's a disappointment. Oh, you have strong negative thoughts about Terrifier. Okay. Well, do you need to come be on the podcast too? Hey, I'm glad you said that, Cody, because let me say this. So the other day, I was going to mention this too. The other day, I posted on my Instagram who y'all think is overrated. And I should have put Ghostface in there too. And because of the fact that I was just putting characters in there that are just popular right now. And Ghostface is popular right now. But on Instagram, you can only name off 4 things in a poll. So I didn't put Ghostface in there. But I did Megan, Chucky, Michael, and Art the Clown. And Megan won as being overrated, which I have something to say about that. But second was Art the Clown. But a lot of people just messaged me too and like didn't do the poll, and they just messaged me. There are a lot of people, and this is fine. This is fine. It's your opinion. There's a lot of people that do not like the Terrifier movies at all. And that's fine, because that's just like me not liking the new trilogy of Halloween movies at all. So same thing, right? But yeah, a lot of people do not like those. A lot of people think they're overrated, or just absolutely hate the movies in general. Am I surprised? No, not surprised by it. That's fine. I like them. And again, we'll talk about it next week. I like them, but I like gory shit. So I don't like all the gore, like nonsense gore, like doesn't bother me. But nonsense gore, I'm going to call it that, like bothers a lot of people though. Like people just don't like that. I like simple shit, so that's fine with me. Something like, I don't know. I haven't watched Midsummer, but I'm sure that's a complicated movie. Or Suspiria. A lot of people love the Suspiria movies, but to me, it's too artsy. It's too much. I just like something simple, like a Friday the 13th movie. You got a guy that kills people, they kill, they die, blah, blood, boobs, done. That's me. So I don't mind the nonsense gore of the Terrifier movies, but there's a lot of people that do not like it. Michael Myers is overrated. But I definitely think that Ghostface is overrated. Okay. Yep. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about, for me, what is overrated. This is just my personal opinion. And I'm not hating on anybody's opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody likes what they like and don't like, okay? So for me, overrated. Now, yes, I included the 4 characters. And again, I did that because they're popular right now. But for me, in my brain, I don't think that Megan is overrated at all. And that's because there really isn't anything out there, right? I mean, you just got the Megan movie. That's it. I feel like a lot of people that just don't like the movie are saying that it's overrated. But there's nothing else out there going on that's oversaturating everything with Megan, though. There's no merch, there's no collectibles, there's no other movies. And it's not like a lot of people are, I mean, a good handful of people have been talking about it. And we've got the little girl, Amy, that plays Megan. She's doing conventions now, and she's fantastic. I'm telling you, she's fantastic to meet. But it's not out there enough, in my opinion, to even be overrated. But yes, I did put her in the poll. So maybe I should have put Ghostface instead of her. Because I can see where people would say Ghostface would be overrated because there's so much Ghostface out there. I can see where people would say Michael's overrated, which for me, it's Michael is overrated because there's so much Michael out there. It's so saturated. It's just everywhere. It's thrown in your face, you know. And especially with Michael, because with the new movies, it's really divided people, and it's really gotten people to really talk with the new Halloween movies. If anything, that's what these new movies did for horror fans in the horror community. Really got people talking and arguing. I will not argue. I will never argue with anybody. You start arguing with me, I'm out of the conversation. I'm not arguing about any movie. We all have our opinions. Y'all know how I feel about those movies. And at this point, it's just hilarious. I make fun of myself. We all need to laugh and get over it. It's no big deal. But again, he's everywhere. Michael is everywhere. And then Chucky too. I mean, I guess he's kind of everywhere too. But I don't feel like he's so overrated as like maybe Michael is, or maybe Ghostface. And you know, there's a lot of people out there that absolutely hate Scream movies and Ghostface as well. Like, just freaking hate it. I've noticed that over the past couple years too. I love them, I like them, but there's a lot of people that just are so against that slasher series. To me, though, the Halloween series is the worst as far as being the most inconsistent, completely inconsistent, than any other series, though. So that's just my way of thinking about overrated and how it works. But that's just me. That's how my way of thinking. But that was very interesting. I'm liking doing those polls and just seeing what everybody's saying and seeing just everybody's thoughts, because y'all will tell me. And I'm reading everybody's stuff, and I may answer or I may not answer. If I answer, I don't know. Not being mean at all. We're all passionate. Art the Clown is up there in the greatness of modern movie monsters. He's getting there. Yes, he's getting there. He is another icon now. Damien had given us another icon to appreciate and to love. But there's a lot of people, Jeff, that what you just said, like, would be like, yeah, no. I really, by doing these polls and posting this stuff, I really didn't realize that many people just absolutely just despise Art the Clown and despise Ghostface. I really didn't think that, but they do. I think out of all of the horror icons, as of right now, just as of what I have seen on my social media, Art the Clown and Ghostface are the most despised. Yep. Took a huge just saying. Whoa, yeah. Friday the 13th. Yes. It took a little, it went off, yes, and I mentioned that in the, on the podcast. When you kind of start with 7, with the telekinesis, and then you go into the body swapping, so yeah, the story of Friday the 13th kind of got a little inconsistent in that way, but it's still connected. All of them, though, in an, I don't know how to convey this. They're still connected in some sort of way as to where, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say. I know what I'm trying to say in my brain, but it's not coming out. I feel like it's just a little bit different, the inconsistency with the Friday the 13th series and the inconsistency with the Halloween. It's just done in a different manner, kind of a thing. But yeah, you're right. The whole body swapping thing was just like, pfft, no. Original, and I love how passion the team have behind the project. That gets me too excited. The sequel to which one are you talking about? Main event. I kind of started talking about Halloween and Friday 13th and Scream. I'm sorry, I went all over the place with everybody. The existence of the creeper is stupid. Okay. I like the creeper. I like the Jeepers Creepers movies. I like 1 and 2. What about Hellraiser? Oh, yeah. Hellraiser got out of hand, too. Oh, yeah. You're correct about that. God dang, there's so many Hellraiser movies. That's a series I can't go and watch every single one in a row. I can't do it because there's some movies in that series I can't do it. No. Oh, Terrifier 2? Yes. Okay. That's more than Michael Myers. That's the big differences. Yeah. There's a difference. Sorry. You just don't. I like the Terrifier movies, so yeah, I like the Terrifier movies. They don't bother me none at all. I like Art the Clown. I think he's great. Yeah, but we'll talk about that next week. Terrifier. That's going to be a fun one, I think. Okay, so quickly, I'm already 43 minutes in. I've got 3 movies I wanted to talk about, and I've got products and stuff I want to talk about too. So let's talk about the products, and then I'll talk about the movies. And I have some Ghostface Fun World announcement I would like to make too. You don't go nowhere. You want to hear about that. I don't want to. Okay, so we do have this tea, Camp Crystal Lake Killer tea, in stock online and in store. If you are a tea drinker, and get this from Get to Steeping. We have that in stock, and we do have some other Friday 13th Jason whatever merch, but can't fit everything on the table. But here's some tea, though. We got that, and then we just got in. Let's see if I can grab it here. This is the, and I know I'm saying it wrong, but the Cthulhu Necronomicon Journal. So this is just a journal book. You can just write in.
You said that fine.
Did I say it fine?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a really nice book. It's a really nice book for $14.99. We just got these in, and that's really cool. I like that. So just got those in. We just got in. So last week we got in the Phantom of the Opera, the regular NECA Phantom of the Opera figure, and this week we got in the Casey Jones. Casey Jones is cool. I'm not a big Ninja Turtle fan. I did like the movies when they came out, though. I did watch them quite a bit. But that's about the extent of my watching of the movies. But this is a really cool figure, though. I don't know if we have the other one still in stock. I think we do. You can order both of those if you're a Phantom of the Opera fan. And then we just got these bags in. They're so cute. They are Entertainment Earth exclusive handbags, and it glows in the dark. Ha. So it's the Nightshade. What is that? From Night Before Christmas. So I don't want to take everything out, but there's like, there's a shoulder strap that's inside here. And then the little, oh, this is cute. That's cute. We're on the zipper. So that's a cute little bag. And there's a whole bunch of different ones of these Loungefly bags from Entertainment Earth that I ordered. They're all Entertainment Earth exclusive bags, and they're all glow in the dark bags. There was a Beetlejuice one. There was some Hocus Pocus ones. There's another Nightmare Before Christmas. There's some Disney. I can't remember what else, but there should be some more coming, but this one we just got in. So these are our 3 newest products. We literally just got all of these, I think, yesterday. All these came in, all 3 of these things. So there's all that. It's online and in store for all of that. We'll be in the area for trivia. Oh, yay, good. The trivia's fun. We always give away some really good prizes for our horror trivia, too. No more turtles. We need more horror, right? Linda, we need an Uber, Jason. I'm with ya. Trust me, I'm so with you on that. Where's Hey, I'm second that too. I'm with you guys on the Ninja Turtle thing. Trust me. Okay. I guess since we're talking about products, let me go ahead and tell y'all the Ghostface news really quick before I get into these movies. I've got 3 movies I want to talk about that I have watched besides the Friday the 13th movies, and then I'm done. Let me get the invoice. So, finally, we are getting some Ghostface stuff from Fun World. Where is the invoice? It's not everything that we ordered. And there's no part 6 mask yet, but we're getting some stuff. That's what I'm excited about. And there's some stuff that's mixed in with Michael Myers as well, because they also do the Rob Zombie Michael Myers. So some of this stuff comes like in assortments, and it's Ghostface and Michael Myers, some of it. But I will tell y'all exactly everything that we're going to be getting. I'm not sure when this is coming, but we have paid for it, so it should be on its way. They gave us the invoice. I'm just going to name off what it says on here, and I'm not sure exactly what some of it is. I can't remember. Okay, so Scary Movie masks. And that was an assortment. So that must be the one with the tongue, you know, from the Scary Movie movies. The ghost, yeah. So Scary Movie masks. Skinner 15-inch rusty look knife. That's probably a Michael Myers knife. The Ghostface 25th anniversary movie mask. The Ghostface 25th anniversary adult costume. Assorted creatures in mesh bag. Not sure what that is, but I'm getting assorted creatures in mesh bag. I don't know what the heck that is. I can't remember what that is. Ghostface carving kit. Bleeding machete scream knife. Bloody blade. Ghostface knife PBH. PBH. What does that mean? I'm not sure. Ghostface 15-inch bloody butcher knife. 13-inch bleeding hatchet. Oh yeah, there was a whole bunch of weapons they had right there that were really cool. I ordered all that. Vibrant metallic critters mesh. Don't know what that means. Ghostface pillow covers. So that means pillowcases. Ghostface pillowcases. Yay. And we're getting the Michael Myers Halloween ones too. So that'll be fun. Pillowcases. Let's see. Intense LED strobe. Don't know. A strobe of something. I think they had like Ghostface strobe light things. Is what that was. If I remember correctly. DBD mask assortment. Not sure what that means, but I know they had like, like their mask comes in like different colors, like blue, green, yellow, whatever. I know they had all that like an assortment, so it might be that, but they had like 3 or 4 different types of assortment, so it's something of that. It's the mask. Ghostface pumpkin lawn inflatable. Oh, the Ghostface inflatables are coming. The Ghostface, it's the big inflatables for your yard. It's Ghostface with the pumpkin, and he has the knife on the pumpkin. That's coming. Ghostface poncho adult. Oh, it's like a poncho costume type thing, a Ghostface thing. Ghostface Gravebreaker color box. Ghostface Gravebreaker. Ghostface hockey jersey adult. That's it. That's what I'm getting as of right now from Fun World. That's what they're sending. That's what they have. So that'd be fun to get all of that stuff. Yay, y'all. Dead by Daylight mask. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Cody. I was like, what's that? Dead by Daylight. Duh. So I'm getting an assortment of that. Okay. But there was like other assortments of their masks though, like with the colors, and some other ones. I can't remember. There were so many. I liked how they do assortments. That was nice. Hate the game. Dead by Daylight. Never played it. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's probably what that means whenever it says DVD mask assortment. Okay. Well, that's cool. So there's that. So now y'all know exactly what I'm getting. As of right now, there's still more coming. There's still tons more stuff. That's just, I guess, all they have in stock at the moment that they can send us. I think the Part 6 stuff is not going to be until closer to September. So, okay. What are y'all saying? Hollywood. Are they making a Dead by Daylight movie? I'm sure a lot of people will like that. I'm not sure. Okay. So, let's talk about a couple other movies. Just some movie suggestions for you guys. I watched Brooklyn 45. I know a lot of people were talking about Brooklyn 45, so I was like, I'll give it a try. Brian had watched it. He watched it. He liked it. It is on Shudder. It's a brand new movie. It's about an hour and 32 minutes long. Basically, it's set, in World War I? So before I really talk about this, I had it on, but I was kind of like doing other things within the room. So I was kind of listening and paying attention. I was liking it though. What is her name? Before I get her name wrong, hold on, y'all. I hate that I can't remember anybody's names for shit. That drives me nuts. Christina Klebb, who is in Rob Zombie's Halloween. She did an excellent job in this movie being a German. I really liked her and I liked her performance. So it's set back in World War I or II or whatever, something like that. And they're all military veterans. They're all friends and they all get together at one of their friends' houses. And things kind of go wrong and they do a seance because his wife had died and they all knew his wife, and he brings everybody there to do a seance. They don't know that. until they all sit down and he tells them. And they all don't want to do this seance, but they're like, okay, fine, we'll just do it. Because they all liked his wife. Because he wanted to bring her back because, you know, he's grieving. So they do this seance, but other things happen. I'm not going to like really get into it because I want you to go watch it if you haven't seen it. But it goes wrong. And then he ends up shooting himself in the head. And then Christina Kleb, who was locked in a closet or some room or whatever, she gets out of this room. And she's a German. And these people, it gets like into talking about Nazis and all that stuff. And that's something that I'm just a subject that I don't want to talk about or anything. It's just, I'm not into the whole Nazi Hitler type stuff, but that's kind of pretty much what this is about and at that time frame. So they really don't like her at all because she's German and they think she's part of Hitler or whatever. The friend that shot himself is wanting one of them to kill her. So there's this whole supernatural thing going on in this movie. And throughout the movie, they're kind of bickering back and forth with her and on if they should kill her or not kill her, kill her, not kill her. And then you kind of get to the point like, oh God, just do something. Just do something, please. Just kill her if you want to kill her. If not, then I don't know, do something. Because that just kind of goes on throughout the movie and then bickering back and forth and figuring out what they should do with her. And that kind of got a little much for me. And then the end happens, which is, I'm not going to say the end, but then that was just like, whoa, what the hell just happened at the end? The guy that shoots himself in the head, he's actually talking throughout this whole time though too. A lot of crazy supernatural things going on, but there's a whole other little backstory going on with this though, with the seance and the ghost of his wife and all that too. So it's okay. It's not too bad of a movie. I give it about a 6 out of 10. Again, I'm not really into the whole World War I, World War II, Nazi stuff, Hitler stuff, Germans. I'm not really into that subject. But the rest of the movie was really good, especially the ending was quite shocking. What the guy does. And I was just like, whoa, just like kind of like an out of the blue type of thing. So the gore factor is there. The characters are likable and stuff, but it was just okay. But I think a lot of people are really liking this movie a whole lot though. So go give it a try. It's on Shudder. It's brand new. What are y'all saying? Yeah, it's a sad movie too. You're correct. It's sad. It's a lot of things, especially when you hear the ending. I mean, not hear the ending, but you see the ending. Then, like, God dang. Cody. But it's a decent movie. It's something kind of different though. It's a different type of subject matter. It's not just some random slasher movie or anything like that. So I suggest it. So go watch that on Shudder. And then I watched a couple of Tubi originals, of course, because I always got to watch my Tubi originals. And I did watch Captive. That's the one that everybody is kind of talking about right now, because that's the movie that Scout Taylor Compton is in. Let me pull it up on my phone really quick. There you go. Okay. So basically, it's just a group of teenagers or college students or whatever they are. They just want to go party for the weekend, and they randomly just break into this huge mansion-like home and just decide they're going to party there all weekend and get high and just be stoned. Like, that's basically what this movie is about. And there's a guy, as they're exploring the house and everything, there is a guy chained up in another room in the basement, and they discover him. The owners of the house are away on a vacation, and so that's where the owners of the house are. And come to find out, the guy in the basement is a vampire. Well, they don't know that, and they let him go. They free him. They're freaking out now. What's going on? What type of people actually live here? What's happening? They see all this witchcraft stuff and all this stuff going on after they free him. And he puts his little vampire spells, what I'm going to call it, on Scout Taylor Compton. And now he turns her into a vampire, and now they're kind of like a couple. And now they're kind of just taking out all of her friends as vampires. And then the owners of the house come home. And then you get a little twist, which I kind of thought, I don't want to say what it is because that's the ending. I don't want to say the ending for y'all if you even watched it. But I kind of thought that's where it was going to go with the owners of the house. So when they come home, then you get a whole twist ending on it. And it was decent. I love Scout, of course. She's hot as hell in this movie. Not going to lie, just saying. She's always hot. But I do think I liked the Bury the Bride movie, which is another vampire movie that she's in, that's on Tubi, another Tubi original. I think I liked that one a little more than I did this one, though. I liked the characters, and the story was had a little more meat to it, in my opinion, in Bury the Bride than it did in this movie. Like, them just like, oh, let's just go break into a house and go party. I'm just like, what? I was never a teenager sitting around going, let's go break in someone's house and go party. I mean, and party the whole weekend, stay the night, eat their food, do all this stuff, trash it, But yeah, it was decent, though. I give it a 6 out of 10 as well. And then, what are y'all saying? Because I know a lot of people were watching this movie. Was out of control. Yes, the CGI. Totally agree. Bury the Bride was much better. It was. Thank you. Yeah, I totally agree that it was. She is hot, and that podcast she does with Danielle. Yup, you're right. They're actually going to be at Tom Devlin's here July 1st. And they're going to do some of their podcasts at Tom Devlin's too. You had to buy tickets for that part of it, though. I didn't get any tickets for that, but I think that me and Brian and a whole bunch of us are going to go out to Tom's that day on July 1st and, go say hi and show our support and stuff. So we're probably going to go out there and see Danielle and Scout. So maybe here in a few weeks, you'll get to see a picture of all of us together. I already talked about the ghost face. Did you not hear it? I named off all of the stuff that was coming from Fun World. Or did you hear it? Okay. Sorry, just reading all your stuff. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Hello, Shannon. How are you doing today? Thank you very much. And then I watched one other Tubi original. Y'all are going to be probably glad that I watched this for you. I don't see anybody talking about this movie, and I don't know how many people will actually really like this movie if you go give it a try, but I hope you go give it a try after I talk about it. But it's called Trap House. They just put that one on Tubi. Like recently, in the past week or two, they have put a bunch of horror movies on there, like Tubi original horror movies. There's about 2 or 3 other ones on there right now that I still need to watch. But I did watch the Trap House movie. Just from reading it, it sounded interesting to me. It kind of reminds me of a Saw movie. At least that's just, when you're reading it, that's just what kind of like your understanding of it. Kind of seems like a Saw movie because there's traps. It's an hour and 22 minutes long, so it's not very long. But what it is it's a drug house with traps. That's what it is. Drug house with traps. So I'm like, okay, I'm down for that. That's interesting. I can deal with the whole trap thing because I do like the Saw movies. And I like the whole trap aspect. The traps in this movie were not as elaborate as they are in the Saw movies, though. At all. But they were interesting. But basically, it's a movie of a detective that is avenging his brother's death. His brother had went to go buy drugs in this drug house, and it's ran by a gang. So there's like an emblem of like a skull and a gas mask, and that's like their mark, like their whatever you call it. Wherever you see that, you know that gang is there. So it's like a gang in a way that owns these drug houses. And so the detective's brother, younger, he was like a teenager, went, bought drugs, stuff happened, he got killed by one of the traps that were in this drug house. So now the whole movie is pretty much this detective going to find their new drug house and to avenge his brother's death and, like, you know, get rid of this whole gang and the drugs and all that. So he goes to the trap house. He friends a teenager who is actually a drug dealer. He befriends him because this teenager gets, you know, his drugs to deal with this gang. And that's how he ends up getting into the drug house, was with this teenage kid that is a drug dealer. And he's a drug dealer because his dad is a piece of shit and he has no mom and he has to do what he has to do. So he's a drug dealer. So him and this teenager go to the drug house filled of traps, and crazy shit happens after that. It probably sounds really stupid, and it kind of, in bits and pieces, yes, some of the characters were extremely dumb and did some dumb shit. But it was still kind of entertaining nonetheless, too. The head of this gang is a chick. Well, really the head of the gang is really supposed to be her dad, but it's not really her dad. He stole her when she was a kid. And then, yeah. But she's like the head of this whole thing. And, she has a baby. So they put a baby in the middle of all of this whole drug house with all these traps and people running around, and there's a baby in the middle of all this. And the teenage kid, I can't remember his name. He finds the baby. So now the rest of the movie, he's running around trying to save his own life, but carrying around this baby. And then the other guy, there's another guy that, like, oh God, they go in there and there's a whole other gang of, there's like 3 other people that are like drug addicts that are in there trying to rob that drug house as well. So all these people are mixed up into this drug house, and everybody's trying to kill each other and get at each other. And then there's a baby involved, and this baby gets passed around all over the place. And I'm just like, oh my God, we could have done without putting a baby in all this. And there's like barbed wire all over the crib. That's like a trap. But they get the baby out. I don't want to say the ending, but it's quite interesting because at one point in time, this is where it got so funny to me. At one point in time, the head chick unleashes meth heads. No joke. Unleashes all these meth heads that are like in this room just all doing their drugs and all hanging out and partying, and music's going, and they have like a party room within this drug house, okay? And it's a huge drug house. There's hallways everywhere and rooms everywhere and all this shit. And so there's one room where they're all partying at. So she goes in that room and gets all the druggies in there, the meth heads, what she calls them, and she like unleashes the meth heads on everybody. And they all start running around like they're zombies. I swear to God, they act like zombies. I'm like, what in the hell? And they're moaning like zombies. And that was ridiculous. I thought that was way funny and ridiculous and stupid. But okay. Good guy wins at the end, of course, though. So the baby gets out. I'll just say that. The baby gets out. It's an interesting movie. It's action-packed, that's for sure. It's okay. Oh, hello, that horror couple. How are y'all doing? Sounds like New Jack City meets Saw. Oh my God, that's a perfect way to describe it. Yeah, but cheaply made. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, I watched that one. So if y'all want to try that one or skip it, whatever. But there are there's about 3 or 4 other movies they just put on there that I'm really wanting to watch. I am right in the middle of Trinket Box. That is another Tubi original. I was trying to finish it up so I can talk about it now, today, but I didn't get to finish it yet. I'm right in the middle of it. I started it last night, and then I started it late, and then I got tired, and I just went to bed. But I didn't get tired because of the movie at all. It's actually so far quite interesting, and I'm liking it. It's called Trinket Box on Tubi. It's more about a necklace inside of a trinket box, but yeah. There is some racial stuff in it. It is seeming to be about a little bit about interracial dating, because the movie starts off with the backstory of this trinket box and the necklace and all that and how and everything. And it starts off in Alabama of 1935. So there you go. And the daughter of a farmer is with a black male. And so in Alabama in 1935, you know how that goes. So they show all that. And that's some backstory that you get. And that's all I know. Now, the main couple in the movie is also an interracial couple, too. And supposedly stuff's supposed to happen within their dynamic because of this trinket box. But I'm not at that point yet. Literally, they just got it from this old lady who seems very creepy. She's a neighbor, and she just gave them this trinket box. And then she put the necklace on. And then that's as far as I've gotten with it. So I'm really interested to see what else happens with that movie. So I'm really liking that, and I'll talk about it a little bit more next week. And then there's another movie, some kind of exorcism movie, Godless something, exorcism something. That's another Tubi original that people are talking about all of a sudden. They just put that on there, and I'm wanting to watch that movie too. And I'll watch that one and talk about that next week too. And then they put some Manson movie on there. Not a Tubi original, but just some type of new movie. It seemed to be about the Manson family, so I might give that one a try as well, too. So, all right, guys, I have talked to y'all for over an hour. Brian's over here tired. He's ready to go. I know, I'm messing with you. Just messing. Well, we have been sitting here for quite some time talking about a lot of this. Bed Rest with Melissa. Yes, I have seen Bed Rest. That's really good. Yeah, I liked that one. That was good. Pretty Killer, you had a great podcast. Oh, thank you so much. That was fun to talk to a female. A lot of the podcasts that I've been doing, it's always with males. So that was a fun podcast to do with Pretty Killer podcast. How are the Invisaligns? Can you tell? I still feel like I talk funny. But no, I'm used to them now. The speech sounds great. Okay, good. I'm used to them now. I have to go back to the dentist tomorrow, actually, and go get a few more sets. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure my teeth will be hurting tomorrow. I have another podcast I have to do tomorrow night. And then Sunday, actually, y'all, I'm very excited about this. If this is not horror related, but if you're interested, I do have a photo shoot on Sunday. I have another pinup photo shoot with Michelle and with Sabina. I can't wait. It's going to be a swimsuit swimming pool photo shoot. I haven't done anything like that yet. No, I've worn swimsuit in some of the photo shoots, but we haven't done anything outside with a swimming pool though. So this will be our first. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. That was actually another poll that I had put on my Instagram because I do have to pay for these photo shoots and they're not cheap. And I was going to do just a one look. Most of the time I always pay for 2 looks. But this time I was like, well, I'll just do one look. It's just a swimsuit thing. So I'll just do one swimsuit. and because of the price of this one as well. And then I put a poll up and asking y'all if I should do a black swimsuit or if I should do something color. And it was half and half. Everybody's still like, oh, black, black bathing suit. But then everybody else was like, well, you're always doing black. Why don't you do color? So I just said to hell with it. And I paid for the 2 looks. So I'm going to do both. Black bathing suit. And then I bought like a red, white, and blue kind of bathing suit. I've got some heels to go with that and a beach ball to go with that one. So that'll be kind of like outside of the pool type photos, and it's going to be really cute. And then in the pool, I'm going to wear the black bathing suit, and I have my Black Craft planchette, a Ouija board planchette float. I'm going to be on the float. I'm going to wear my sunglasses as like a little accessory, and I'm going to have my hair up. So, yeah. So I got that going on Sunday. So those photos will be fun. Can't wait to get those. Maybe I'll have some fun 4th of July photos to share. So I do have that going on. Let's see. Then what's it? Tell me how far you were from. Can you tell me how far you were when you mentioned Ghostface? It was a little while back. I had just got done talking about the Friday the 13th movies, and I talked about all the products, and then I named off. I'm getting a whole bunch of stuff from Fun World, and I named off all of the stuff on the invoice to everybody. So after this is done and this gets posted, you can probably go back, Elaine, and go back and listen to what I had said and know what products will be coming. So, see the photo shoot. Oh, thanks. I can't wait to do the photo shoot. I absolutely love doing photos with Michelle and Sabina. It's really fun. And then hair and makeup are also 2 females as well. So it's a huge female team. Girl power. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. I can't wait for those. I was like, forget it. I'm not even going to try, because I know a lot of people still just want to see me in black all the time, which I wear black all the time anyway, but I still like to do color because my thought process and all of my photo shoots, if y'all pay attention to my photos, as I always do, my one look is always the dark, the spooky, goddess type photo, with the black. And then I always do what I call the fun, flirty photo. So I have 2, for everybody to enjoy. Some people might enjoy both. Some people might only enjoy one or the other. I don't know. But I have something for everybody. So that's usually what I do with my photo shoots. If you notice the more darker, more spooky, and then I'll do fun and flirty as well. So, yeah. And first day of summer is today too. So happy first day of summer. So those photos will be fun. I just hope it's not going to be windy, because if it's going to be really windy, then that's not going to be good, because it gets really windy here in Vegas. Really quick too, before I wrap it up, I do want to go ahead and mention that I do not have my Snapchat anymore. I have deleted my Snapchat. So do not think that I blocked you, because I did not. I deleted it for whatever weird freaking reason, unless somebody reported me. Last week, Snapchat just decided to lock me out of my account for going against community standards. Like, okay, out of all the crap I get on there, but okay. So they locked me out, and then I was just like, forget it. I just deleted it. So I don't have Snapchat anymore. So if you were on there, I did not block you. I deleted it. And then the same day, my messenger sent me a message on, Facebook Messenger. It was like, okay, you now have to sign all back in and do all this other stuff to get back into Messenger. Now, I had deactivated but not deleted my Facebook. That way I could have Messenger. That way people could message me on there about stuff too. And not very many people do, but some people do. But they were making me, same day, it was really weird, making me log back in and do all this stuff. And I was like, forget it. So I just deleted my Messenger. So now my Facebook and my Messenger are both completely deleted as well. So if you were a person that messaged me on Messenger, that's gone. So I only have my Instagram and my Twitter, or my OnlyFans and Loyal fans. That's it. My social medias are dwindling down. Oh, I have TikTok now. I'm not good about being creative and making all these crazy videos that all these people do on TikTok. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to use the TikTok, but I have posted a little bit on there. So I do have TikTok as well now. But mainly I'm going to use Instagram and Twitter. Mainly Instagram. Twitter's getting like Snapchat, just sex bots, just bots and fake accounts. I delete at least 20 to 30 fake accounts on Twitter every day. It's all these hot chicks, and it's like 10 different names, but 3 girls within the 10 names are the same girl. And I can't believe anybody falls for those and follows any of those pages. They're all fake, y'all. That hot chick, I'm just going to go ahead and say, that really, 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 really hot chick is not going to talk to any of us. She's just not. And guess what? It's probably a guy behind that account anyway, not the girl, obviously. So that is the reasoning, because I also found out that people don't like blue checks on Twitter. Whatever. I found that out. So that is the reason why I have a blue check and why I decided to pay the money. It's my money. I'll do it. To verify my account, to try to protect my account as much as I can and be verified. That is the only reason why I have a blue check. Apparently, a lot of people on Twitter will not follow people that have a blue check. They hate that. I don't care about politics. I don't care about Elon Musk. I don't even know who he is. I could care less. I just care about verifying my account. So that's literally why I have it. But if you don't want to follow me because I have a blue check, cool. Bye. That's just so stupid. It's so immature in my opinion. If you are all about horror, I want to follow you. I don't care if you have a check or not a check, but whatever. Anyway. Follow me on Instagram and all that. My OnlyFans, I've got that. It's only $7 to join my OnlyFans. Just saying. There's that too. And I sell content out of that. Out of OnlyFans and Loyal fans too as well. Just putting that out there. All right. So people I follow don't follow you. I'm not going to follow back. Wait, what? Hold on. Block so many bots on Twitter. It's nuts. It's so crazy, isn't it? That's literally all I do on there. And that's all I was doing on Snapchat. It's just bots after bots after bots. And then everybody just wanting to date on Snapchat. So I just like, or I follow, you don't, yeah, oh yes, I agree with you, Cody, same thing. Okay, I will go on my TikTok and follow you back, that for a couple. Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading everybody's stuff. Well, yeah, I mean, I had the Snapchat. I was trying to have another form, way of advertising my other accounts. And that didn't work out very well, but whatever. All right, guys. Well, next week, remember, we're going to talk about the Terrifier movies, and we will have Nikki on next week. Make sure you're watching the podcast. This Friday, we will air it, and we're talking about all the Friday 13th franchise, and we have Joseph on, our other employee. And go watch Trap House and Captive on Tubi and Brooklyn 45 on Shudder. I think that's about it. I will talk to y'all next week, and y'all have a spooky day. Bye.